Good. Good?
Good.
Okay. Welcome, everybody, tonight to our October workshop meeting. Before we get started, have with us the town board tonight, Stephen Bedetti, Steve Moreau, Sylvia Santiago, our town clerk, Kelly Allegra, highway superintendent, Anthony Feo, our receiver of taxes is in the audience, Susan Scheibel, our town attorney, has graced us with his presence, and our deputy police chief, Michael Farben. And I am George Myers, the town supervisor. So, here we go. The first item on the agenda is we're going to call for a public hearing for some proposed vehicle and traffic. We had some requests for a stop sign from a local fireman who lived in one of the local developments, and police department about some no parking signs. We're having an issue down on Cedar Avenue by the Squire Village, so we're going to have a public hearing and call for some more no parking signs, see if anyone has any comments, and then the board will decide which way they're gonna go. So we'll hear from the public, call for public hearing, we'll have the public hearing in November. Next item on the agenda is the hazard mitigation plan. We've been working on this for a while. We finally got some news that FEMA has kind of designated the town. The reason we have to do this is without getting this thing approved, we would never be eligible for FEMA money. So we had a public hearing, which we never closed. We'll reopen it so we can do this, and they need to have us pass a resolution, which we'll, I'm sure, do on Wednesday. That will close that out. The next item on the agenda is a schedule of fees, which we talked about a few times. One of the main ones is this filming. I sent the town board just today, I think I gave it to you, about what some of the other municipalities are doing as far as filming. So I kind of looked through them, and I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at them, but I thought the most comprehensive one looked to me like Beacons, which is the last one down the bottom, where they talk about the fees. So I think we need to establish some fees. I don't know that we have to, you have to make a decision right now. Probably we could kind of take a look at this and we could do it all in December for the schedule of fees. So I think our new local law covers a lot of things, but it doesn't cover this. So I'm not sure, did this come from your office, Kelly? Yeah, okay, I think it was good. It kind of gives us some idea what other towns are doing with these fees. The other fee that I think we've kicked around a few times is the new dog park. Two issues here. One, I thought that we probably should think about a senior citizen discount and the annual fee. So there have been some inquiries about when we said we were going to close the dog park on October 31st. And I have kind of said to people, I've talked to Keith Bedetti, who's our building and grounds guy, and we think that we can leave it open contingent on the weather. So if the weather's good, we leave it open. The weather turns bad, then we can close it up. So anybody who makes any inquiries, I think, Kelly, you've been made aware of that, right?
Yeah, we've been.
So we get any inquiries and we can leave it open. But anybody have any thoughts about the fee? What is it, $45 supposed to be? Is that what we had it at?
45 for residents and 90
90.
next year.
Okay. So
We
don't
also
know.
got a request just yesterday from a military person. asking
Military
if
too?
there was going to be a military to consider that.
So I guess those are the two questions that maybe if we're not gonna do it tonight, we kind of need to get to it in November. So I guess one, does the fee sound okay to everybody? $45 annual fee? And two, is there a senior citizen discount? And I guess now there's a request for a military discount. So I think that you guys can kind of take a look at that, but I think I've talked to Jennifer, we'd like to wrap this schedule of fees thing up in November to get it done. And the third one is this, and I think we're pretty much in agreement on this, where there was that Parklands Fund, where you could kind of get some kind of discount if you provided some recreation, and we kind of found that that didn't seem to work. So I think there's pretty much a consensus from all of us that it should stay at the 3,500 and not be any discount. So that's one of the things that we need to do.
Just on the dog park thing, just in reference to, I know there was some, I think, some feedback on the enumeration fee of the $5. that was in the town code that we put in there that caused some people, barking, no pun intended, would,
In the very beginning,
Yeah.
there was some negative feedback, but.
I mean,
we
is
haven't
it,
had any-
are we gonna be doing that, you know?
Well, you voted
enumeration?
on it, so.
No, is it being
it's-
done? That's, I didn't know if it's being
Yeah,
done.
it's part of, you incorporated in the schedule of fees when, after it was voted by the town board.
Right,
So
and-
yes.
And then I didn't know if they were counting the dogs or if we have all, I know we have the licenses and stuff, so Dave Shaker said no. All right.
Yeah, in the.
Thank you.
In our year-end report, the dogs counted.
Okay. All right, I didn't know if it was a fee that was
All right, so listen,
necessary.
you guys kind of take a look at this and let's kind of try and wrap this up. Interesting enough, I talked to Jennifer a couple of times, the last time today. Oompa has not been to the building department to go on the planning board. I have no idea what they're up to, but I think we suggested to them at the meeting when we had the public hearing and approved it that they should go the next day.
Oh,
So we're still looking for them. They kind of came, I think, maybe one time, and then they've never been back. So I don't know where they're at, but I don't know that it's incumbent on me to call them, but just as a point of information, they haven't showed up yet. And it was something we're trying to rush through, and now it doesn't seem to be a bigger rush as as they were leading us to believe it was. Anyway, the next item on the agenda is the annual Halloween curfew. I think last year there was a little confusion. I think we have it worked out now. It's what it always was. And Halloween kind of falls on a weekend, so we've kind of extended a little bit. And I don't know, Michael, usually people have been complaining with this pretty good, right? I mean, the parents
Yeah,
kind of,
everybody's pretty much knows that 9 o'clock was always the cutoff, and we're good about picking up the stuff. Very rarely did we have to call any parent.
personally think that the parents say to the child, hey, listen, not me, it's the town.
Yeah.
Get home.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they blame us.
Yeah, it kind of works, it works out for everybody.
It works,
You
yeah.
know? So I think for the last many, many years, this has kind of worked good. Hopefully it'll be good again. So we will put some extra people on now, right? Just in
As
case.
usual, we always.
The next item on the agenda, I think we had some of these standby generators, which Councilman Bedetti was involved with me on this, and there's 30+ of these generators floating around in town. So what we're trying to do is get them all on a maintenance schedule with one person. So we're gonna go out to bid and see what kind of bids we get in. So we'll just be dealing with one person. The controller's office was asking me kind of to get this where they're just gonna have to deal with one person for all the generators. So we'll go out to bid on that and see what comes in. And see what the numbers look like. And it should be a better number than we're spending now because one person will do it all. The next item on the agenda is the 2022 budget, which we'll have the public hearing on in November. The controller's office, Jack and Doreen, just got this out today. So each board member has a copy of it now. So we can take a look at that. It looks to me like we'll be below the tax cap again. And it won't be, I think right now they're looking at maybe a 3% increase. So you folks take a look at it, and if you have any comments, you take them right to Jack and Doreen and see what they have to say about it. I've kind of taken a look at this a few times, and they've done a good job again with this, but once again, we can keep it under that tax cap, and hopefully as we go on, we'll be able to do that. But I have some serious concerns about some years out where we're going. So everybody just got that today, so I don't think it'd be fair to kind of be given a whole bunch of discussion about it, but there will be a public hearing and we'll hear from the public and then we'll vote on the budget. The next item on the agenda, this has been another one that we have been discussing for many, many months. And Dave sent out a memorandum to, I think, to the board members and to the ethics board members looking for comments. And only one ethics board member responded to that. So I don't know, do you board members have an intention to respond to Dave's memo or what? Where are we?
I sat with him already.
Okay, so you've heard from Stephen?
Yes.
So I don't know, but Sylvia, how about you?
I'm good.
You good, what?
with his revisions, if that's
Oh,
what you're
you're gonna do
referring to
revisions.
your September 23rd note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen, Rob?
I have to sit down with you.
Okay,
Was there revisions, I'm sorry, was there revisions to, more revisions to what Mr. Bledsoe was asking for, or you
Yeah.
didn't do anything?
Yeah, that's where I
Did you-
get confused, because there's been a couple conversations
did
that
you plan on
have
doing it or
added
not?
different things, so I didn't know if they're added.
Because I actually had a
lately or what.
couple, there was a couple of things in here that definitely need to be touched on.
yeah, no, listen, there is an ethics code right now.
Yeah.
But I just want to get this where it's right. There is a ethics investigation going on right now. I'm inclined to let that run its course, just to see what comes out of that. And I don't know where that is. They've hired an outside attorney that I've inquired about what the fee is, and now found out what the fee is. So I'd personally think that it's hard to vote on that until I see what their recommendations are. Once again, it's just a recommendation, but they've kind of taken this to a new level when they hired an outside attorney. So I think that everybody needs to meet with Dave, and we need to hear from them. But my position is I'd like to wait until they're done, but go ahead.
So they're done with.
Their investigation.
Yeah, because there, I mean, I don't know if we were gonna entertain, I mean, Rich had a couple things, there was obviously some typos, and he had one or two, ideas in there that I can kind of see where he was going with it. I actually had some of the same notes as he did, but there was one or two, like some hiring of people off a civil service list and, town residents list opposed to a county list that need to be fixed because they're not fair to people that we hire off the list, so.
Yeah.
My opinion. So.
No, it's okay. Well, you have an opinion, and as does he, and as does she, and as do I. But to me, you need all the facts before we kind of say, okay, this is the new one. Dave?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything other than, you guys wanna talk further with me individually? Give me full.
Yeah,
I do,
that's okay.
because I'm confused. So we hired an attorney, but
No,
when
no.
did the hired
We
attorney get
didn't hire an
hired?
attorney, they did.
So, but they are us. We are the town. They work with the town. So they aren't paying for it. We are the town,
We are
correct?
paying for it.
Okay, so from that, are there new comments from the attorney being hired?
Well, that's what I'm waiting to see, what
He hasn't
his,
been-
he
hasn't
didn't
been
do
hired.
anything yet, I don't know.
He's not been hired in regards to the room.
Okay,
So-
so nobody, I didn't know that.
No, he's still been hired on the investigation?
Yes. because
Okay, so I need to see what he's gonna say before we write this up. Maybe some things we need to correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. If he's doing an investigation, then I feel like that should be part of all the
I agree.
comments on it. So it's sort
That's
of
why I
like,
say, I don't think we can do it.
no, yeah,
until we
right, you
hear
can't
that.
do anything.
All right, so I mean, that's another thing that we'll put off. Okay, so, go ahead, you wanna say?
No,
anything?
no.
All right. That being said, we're gonna go to executive session now. So everybody who's not a town board member can leave. And just so the board understands, this last thing on the litigation with real estate, this is this property that we put up. And, okay, Michael, for sale on Snake Hill. And